Hello, my friends, and I hope you are having a fantastic day. Since we talk a lot about what's going on in AAA studios today, I figured we should look at this article from a literal insider. The title of this article is "There Were So Many Meetings. A Former Bethesda developer explains why he quit Starfield and started a solo project." This is in regards to Nate Purkeypile. He is someone who has worked on Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Skyrim. He was a lead artist on Fallout 76. Now, that's not necessarily a positive thing when you think about how well that was received when it came out. And he designed several iconic locations like Diamond City, Little Lamplight, and Paradise Falls. Now, I haven't played Fallout 76, so I don't know anything about those. But apparently, they're iconic. So there's that. Purkeypile was also working on Starfield as the lead lighting artist and senior world artist, but then he left Bethesda in the middle of development. And why would be the question. He actually went out to start his own studio, Just Perky Games. Now, I will say this is something you are seeing a lot more lately. You are seeing a lot of industry veterans leaving for a variety of reasons. We'll get into his in just a moment. But a great example of this, and I went through this a while ago, is all the original Dragon Age devs who left BioWare. Aaron Flynn went on to found Inflection. Chad Robertson and James Olin went on to found Archetype Studio under Wizards of the Coast, so God only knows how that's going to turn out. But those are just a couple of examples of designers leaving their large studios and starting out to do something on their own. Now, as I said, Purkeypile left to start Just Perky Games, becoming his own solo dev. He does have a game getting ready to come out here on the 22nd. It's called The Access Unseen. And before we wrap up the video, we will take a look at his trailer to see what it's like. Honestly, I think the concept sounds interesting, but I love horror in general, so I'm hoping that will be quite exciting. In regards to leaving Starfield, he says, "I know a lot of people have thoughts on Starfield and how it's probably too big and should have been smaller," Purkeypile said. "I agree with a lot of that, and while I enjoyed working at Bethesda a lot when we were 65 to 110 people on Fallout 3 and Skyrim, I enjoyed it a lot less as it grew and grew." Purkeypile went on to say that the number of developers at Bethesda during Starfield's development had exploded since Skyrim and Fallout days. Starfield was about 500 people or so, and with 4 different companies involving BGS, BGS Austin, BGS Dallas, BGS Montreal, and that's not even including outsourcing. "This just wasn't my style," he said. "There were so many meetings, and it wasn't the way I like to build games." In general, what you're describing here is the fact that they were designing by committee. There are so many people working on so many different things that instead of having an intimate group who actually communicates easily back and forth with each other, they have to go through these meetings. They have to go through long chains of command. This has been a problem at Bethesda that's been known for a while now. It has caused problems with team members. As we learned earlier this year from former Bethesda developers Will Shen, Starfield's lead quest designer, and Daryl Brigner, Fallout 76 lead level designer, Bethesda's size could make it tough to coordinate with other developers or even know who your boss was. Brigner is quoted as saying, "It is more difficult than ever to know who does what and who you're supposed to report to." Shen agreed, saying, "Every department is scrambling for resources and saying no to collaboration requests. Even minor requests were complicated. Asking for something as simple as a chair wasn't so simple. Do you need animations for it? Do you need sound effects for it? How much does that add to the schedule? Can it not fit because one of those teams does not have the time?" Can you imagine how many little things that would make a game better are missing just because teams can't effectively communicate? How frightening is that? Purkeypile did quit in 2021 in the midst of the development, quoted as saying, "I always loved indie games, and I figured if I didn't do it now, maybe I never would." He said using Unreal 5, he created The Access Unseen, a world that is not procedural, but 100% hand-built. The map is about 5 times the size of Skyrim, but I tried something smaller, and it didn't work very well. And apparently Ted played the demo, it doesn't say who Ted is, and enjoyed it. He said, "Everything looks like heavy metal album art in The Access Unseen, a world of cryptic sandstone statues and giant skeletons lurching out of the ground." And there is a demo as well. And here we have Nate's Twitter, where, of course, he is pushing his new game, which, as I said, is going to be out the 22nd. I will have a link to the Steam page and the demo in the description if you want to check those out, as well as his profile in case you want to take a look at what he's got to say about things. He does seem to be getting a good amount of attention. Cool, if you go to the popular upcoming for horror on Steam, The Axis Unseen is now number 6. Seems like a good thing for Halloween month. It's not a day, it's a month, and he's not wrong. Halloween is the whole month. Oh, and it jumped to number 4. Thanking people for the video, for the articles, and he has an early key giveaway for those of you who might be interested. And just to take a quick look at his Steam page about this game, The Access Unseen is a heavy metal horror game created by one of the developers of Skyrim, Starfield, and Fallout. Hunt nightmarish monsters from ancient folklore in a mysterious open world, collecting their enhanced sense powers and discovering elemental arrows. Beware, the hunter is also the hunted. There is currently a demo available for The Access Unseen. It will remain up until the release on October 22nd. Progress from the demo will automatically carry forward to the game, and the achievements will unlock when you load your save. Note, if you have an AMD card and are experiencing crashes on startup, reinstall your drivers without the optional Radeon software. This is a general Unreal 5/AMD issue, and it can cause crashes. This is outside of my control. That's actually a good note if you know that there's a problem. Hunt and track monsters from folklore. Hunt monsters from folklore, follow their tracks and bloody trails, pay attention to the wind direction so they can't smell you approaching. Almost all of the UI in the game exists in the world itself. You have to check your quiver to see how many arrows you have. Tattoos on your hands light up to show your health and active powers. Your bow shows how much energy you have collected from the creatures you have killed and how much sound you are making. That is an interesting way to make the UI more interactive. Primitive metal soundtrack. The Access Unseen features original music by Clifford Meyer, previously of the legendary post-metal bands Isis and Red Sparrows. It is a unique blend of heavy metal and primitive instruments. The music dynamically adjusts to what's going on in the game. Sometimes it is atmospheric, other times it is intense metal. Improve your senses. Upgrade your senses with the powers of the creatures. See scent particles, feel the warmth left behind on their tracks, see colors that no human has ever seen. Unique arrow types. Your bow and arrow keep you alive. Upgrade your bow, or even find different arrow types such as fire, wind controlling, or time distorting arrows. Experiment to see all the different ways the arrows can interact with each other, such as wind arrows making the fire arrows spread faster. That's cool. Uncover the secrets of the hunters. Find out what happened to the hunters who came before you and what secrets they uncovered by inspecting their journals and drawings. Where did this world come from? How do you stop the creatures from escaping your world? The Axis Unseen is developed by Nate Purkeypile. Purkeypile has been making games for 20 plus years and has worked on titles such as Skyrim, Fallout 3, 4, 76, Starfield, Metroid Prime 3, and Blood Rain 2. Oh, they left those out in the article. He was the lead artist on Fallout 76 and co-lead/lead artist on the Fallout 3 DLC, Point Lookout. The developer would like you to know that the game contains content not appropriate for all ages or may not be appropriate for viewing at work, frequent violence or gore, and general mature content. So let's take a look at one of these trailers. I will say he is definitely proud of the things he's done. I don't know what he means by that in that one game from the movie Grandma's Boy. So far, not the most exciting of trailers. I'm kind of waiting for the music to kick up. Nothing quite like Goatman, huh? Oh, that's certainly interesting. I would say that I found the trailer to start a little slow, but overall the idea looks like it should be fun. Today we learned that there is a whole lot more going on in the background of these AAA games, which, I mean, I guess we didn't learn that. It's not at all surprising knowing how large corporate structures have a tendency to discourage true creativity and actually cause people to send things down more of an assembly line of gaming as opposed to actually building a unique piece of art, which realistically is what a good game is in many ways. It doesn't always have to be. I'm not saying that you can't corporately design a good game. It does happen occasionally, but there always has to be that spark of true inspiration behind it. Large meetings, making it clumsy to put in even the most simple of items within a game will discourage any sort of creative from actually being able to reach their true potential. Add in the idea of toxic positivity where people can't actually criticize each other, and top it off with a sprinkle of investors who don't understand why games should be creative as opposed to just shoved out the door. And of course, it's a recipe for disaster and puts us basically where we are right now. And that is why I am going to continue to champion indie devs and their games. I may give this game a try. I do think it looks interesting. I've seen it described as basically playing the sniper build of Skyrim in its own heavy metal setting. And I like the whole bones and music stuff. So we'll see. What do you guys think? Are you surprised by any of the information revealed here? I really feel like this is basically what we should expect from any AAA studio at this stage. And what do you think about the game? Does it look interesting to you? Is it something that you would like to play? Do you plan to try the demo? If you do, let me know. I'd be interested to hear what you have to say about it. And I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. If you really liked it, you can feel free to share it around, and I will catch you later.